bachelor's degree in government and politics. She moved to Albuquerque from the Maryland, D.C. area in 2002 and worked in media selling radio advertising and sponsorships for both iHeartMedia and American General Media. In 2012, she moved into the sports and entertainment industry, working for Spectra Venue Management as the Director of Corporate Sales at the Santa Ana Star Center. She's been an active community member her entire life, volunteering as a child for Special Olympics and delivering holiday food boxes to servicemen and women on naval bases. In addition to serving with the Junior League of Albuquerque, Jenn is Chair, Board of Directors for the Storehouse, New Mexico, and on the leadership team for the Rio Rancho Visionaries. Everyone please help me welcome Jenn and Jamie.
Good morning. It's so nice to see a lot of familiar faces from the recruitment event, so I'm glad that you guys decided to join. It's been a great experience for me. I joined in 2006. This is my 10th active year, which is crazy. My grandmother was part of the Junior League in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So she was very proud and excited the fact that I wanted to join in an organization that she was a member of way back when. But a little bit about Junior League in general. It was founded in 1901 by Mary Harriman out of New York. She was a socialite in New York, and she wanted to help her community, and in the early 1900s there was a lot of issues with poverty and education and everything, so she, along with her best friend is Natalie Anderson, and a lot of people in Junior League aren't very familiar with Natalie Anderson, because where Mary was the forefront of Junior League, Natalie was the one that worked behind the scenes. And a couple years ago, our former president, who was president at the time, Tori Jacobus, decided to create an award called the Natalie Anderson Award for our members who kind of do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And actually, Esther Wingfield was our first recipient of that award. And last year, our now current secretary, Kelsey Weebelhaus, was the recipient for that award. So, there's a lot of us. I'm a very outgoing person. You'll get to know me a lot. I like to talk, so if I ramble, I apologize. But there's a lot of women in the league that, like Esther said, she was an introvert, and she, has kind of, I've seen her grow out of her shell, in an analogy like that. And there's a lot of important work that can be done, behind the scenes, and so that's still as important. I think it says here, we have over 170,000 members across 291 communities, obviously the United States, Mexico, the UK, and Canada. So is that, and then in 1921 there was several junior leagues throughout the United States, and they decided to form an association, and that's what was created, the Association of Junior Leagues International. The headquarters are in New York City, and JLA, as the acronym is, they are responsible for a lot of our trainings and communication through all the leagues. So they put on leadership conferences, which is a lot of good training. There's another, it's called ODI, Organizational Development Institute. I was the lucky recipient to go to Houston, Texas, and I did the fundraising track, and I'm in sponsorship sales, and I learned so much not only about the nonprofit world, but just a lot of information that helped me within my business as well. So the training is definitely invaluable. Our league was founded in 1934 in Albuquerque, and we've done so many different types of projects. One thing I was thinking back, I saw something on Facebook the other day about women's suffrage movement and Women's Day or something like that. I think it was just this past week, and I was thinking about our history and how far women have, just evolved, and from the 1930s when Junior League of Albuquerque was founded to today. Back in the 30s, it was pretty much all married women that stayed home and raised their children, And today we have a lot of, just single women, single moms, married moms. We have stay-at-home moms. We have moms that homeschool their children. We have fur moms. I'm a fur mom. And, so it's really nice to see not only, it's all different ethnicities, different ages and everything. So I think, looking back at the different projects, you would be surprised because a lot of times I think the Junior League of Albuquerque isn't recognized as helping a lot of these projects. And in your new member book, which I know they're going to go over throughout the day, there's some really good information and a lot more detailed information about the specific projects. So just for example, some of the projects in the early years where we worked with the American Red Cross, St. Anthony's Orphanage, the Bareilles Clinic, the British War Relief, which was in conjunction with World War II. In the 40s, we established a dental clinic. They did war bond drives. They did a lot with the cerebral palsy. They established a cerebral palsy day school. They also did a children's program on KOB, in a radio program. So I thought that was really cool, kind of fun radio experience. In the 50s, they raised seed money to create the Albuquerque Children's Zoo, which is now called the Rio Grande Zoo. Let's see. I think this is funny. One of the very first projects they did was create Albuquerque's first venereal disease clinic. So, we've done stuff in education, healthcare, hunger. Also, one of the cool projects that I remember doing my first active year was the respite room inside the Children's Hospital at UNM. So what we did is we had a space, and when a child is going through treatment at that hospital, a lot of families don't qualify to stay at the Ronald McDonald House, or there might not be room. And what the respite room does is it allows the families whose children are going through treatment a space to kind of get away, and they can make phone calls, or they can heat up, ramen noodles or something, and just kind of, step back and relax and stuff. And so I remember raising the money for that to actually, going and helping paint the walls, or, move furniture and stuff in. So, that was really rewarding, and to know that it's still, I think they just expanded it too in the last couple of years. So that was a really cool project. And then, I'm really involved with, the storehouse, which is New Mexico's largest food pantry. And several years ago, hunger was our focus, and we worked with the Rio Grande Food Project, and we created a food model pantry that there's a lot of smaller food pantries that don't have access to some of the things that, Roadrunner Food Bank and the Storehouse have access to. So, we helped create a model food pantry that all small food pantries like St. Felix and Rio Rancho, can utilize and work together and buy food more in bulk. And it's really exciting for our new focus area, which is foster care, and to be able to develop the project that and projects that will work in conjunction with that in that realm of foster care. So it's a really exciting time, and I'm so glad you guys joined the league. So welcome. Thank you.